Good evening and welcome back to your favorite Friday show, Beyond the Deal. For this show, I wanted to imagine this. You wake up one morning and turn on the news and boom, a historic law has just passed. Florida has officially eliminated property taxes. No more annual tax bills, no more extra deductions for homeowners. Sounds like a dream, right? But hold on, what happens next? How does this shake up the real estate market? What about our schools, emergency service, and public infrastructure? And most importantly, what about you? How does this impact you? Today, we're diving deep into this alternate reality, breaking down the economic ripple effects of eliminating property taxes in Florida. Get ready, because we're about to unveil a future that could either be a financial utopia or a complete disaster. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what this could do to Florida's real estate market. Right now, property taxes play a crucial role in the overall cost of homeownership. Removing them means one thing: owning a home becomes cheaper, at least on the surface. But does that mean that more people will rush to buy homes? Most likely, yes. Demand would skyrocket, especially from out-of-state buyers and investors looking to capitalize on this unique tax-free opportunity. But here's where things get tricky. More demand does not necessarily mean good news for buyers. The sudden influx of interest could trigger a price surge, making homeownership even less affordable for locals. Think about it for a second. If investors and high-income earners start pouring into the market, bidding wars could push prices beyond what middle-class families can afford. Supply would shrink, affordability would plummet, and we could see a market where only the wealthy can buy homes while average Floridians get pushed out. Additionally, the commercial real estate sector would also experience significant changes. Without property taxes, business may relocate to Florida in droves, increasing demand for office spaces, warehouses, and retail locations. But this could lead to overinflation in commercial property values. Yes, it could, driving up rental rates for small businesses and potentially causing displacement in certain areas. And even beyond that, local municipalities may need to impose new fees on real estate transactions, such as higher closing costs, transfer taxes, or even increased zoning restrictions to control the market surge. The unintended consequences of eliminating property taxes could create layers of bureaucracy that paradoxically make real estate transactions more complex and expensive. So let's talk about something that's very important for a huge percentage of Florida's population. It's the rental. So what would be the scenario with rentals if that happens? Well, with property owners no longer paying taxes, you could expect rents to go down, right? So you're saying, well, home affordability is less expensive, so probably rents are gonna go down. Maybe, but not necessarily. Remember, the price of real estate is still dictated by demand, and if property values rise, so do rental prices. Landlords could adjust rent based on market conditions, not just cost savings. But there is another factor at play: government revenue. With the property taxes, Florida would need to find alternative ways to fund essential services. This could mean higher sales taxes, increased business taxes, or new fees on rental income, any of which could end up pushing rents higher not lower as expected. So while the initial assumption is that renters benefit, the reality could be the complete opposite. One likely outcome is a housing supply crisis. If investors flood the market scooping up properties for short-term rentals or vacation homes, it could drastically reduce the number of available long-term rental units. This could further escalate rental prices, disproportionately affecting working-class residents and young families trying to afford a home in Florida. Now, let's talk about corporate landlords. With fewer taxes to pay, major investment firms could scale up their acquisition of rental properties, further centralizing property ownership on the large conglomerates rather than individual homeowners. This could turn Florida into a state dominated by rental giants, limiting options for aspiring home buyers and creating a long-term affordability crisis. All right, let's take a step back. What exactly do property taxes pay for? That's a good question, right? Well, in Florida, property tax revenue funds schools, police and fire departments, infrastructure projects, libraries, and local government operations. If we remove property taxes, we create an immediate funding gap. Schools could face budget cuts, reducing teacher salaries, school supplies, and student programs. Emergency response times could increase if police and fire departments experience funding shortages. Roads, bridges, and public transportation could fall into disrepair without consistent maintenance funding. Let's put numbers on the table. In 2022, Florida collected over $39 billion in property taxes. If that revenue disappears, where will the money come from to fund all those services? One proposal could be significantly increasing sales tax rates, but would Floridians be willing to pay a 10 to 15% sales tax on everyday goods? And how would that impact consumer behavior and local businesses? Additionally, Florida's attractiveness as a tax haven for retirees and entrepreneurs could be at risk. If property tax disappear, but other taxes rise dramatically, the economic appeal of the state might diminish, forcing policymakers to choose between attracting investors and maintaining a functioning government. So what does this mean for Florida's economy as a whole? Well, on one hand, eliminating property taxes could make Florida even more attractive to domestic and international investors. We could see a massive influx of capital, boosting construction, development, and business growth. However, without strong local government funding, infrastructure could deteriorate, public service could decline, and the quality of life could drop, leading to a long-term economic instability. Think of it as a balancing act. A short-term boom in real estate and investment, but potentially long-term economic risk if revenue streams are not properly adjusted. And let's not forget, this move could set a precedent for other states. If it works in Florida, will others follow? If it fails, will it be a cautionary tale? Another crucial aspect is international investment. Florida is already a hotspot for foreign investors, especially from Latin America and Europe. We all know that. If property taxes are eliminated, we could see an even greater surge in offshore money flowing into Florida's real estate. But here's the problem. If foreign investors buy up properties, it might push housing prices so high that locals can no longer afford them. This could widen the wealth gap and create a market where entire neighborhoods are owned by absentee owners or absentee investors. So what do you think? Could eliminating property taxes be a bold move that takes Florida's economy to the next level? Or could it create a housing crisis that benefits the rich while hurting the middle class? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get this discussion going and going. And if you found this deep dive interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more raw, unfiltered real estate insights right here on your favorite Friday show, Beyond the Deal. And that's all for today. I hope that whatever happens with you between now and the next time we have the opportunity to meet is absolutely amazing. Be happy out there.